Hey everyone, welcome to the live chat. I'm Heather. I'm Director of Education here at Luminess. Guys, we are here each and every day for you, so you learn more and more about Luminess, what we have to offer, and you get your questions answered live. And so in the 10 o'clock, we talked about, hold on, I am going to turn to Facebook to make sure we're on. Am I? I don't know. Let's see. So here, this one, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Pat. I don't like it. Well, Pat, I think you need to unlike us so you don't get it. But why don't you like Luminess? Chances are you might not be doing it correctly. So if you wanted to stay tuned and watch, we can help you we'll help you love it. Hey, Nay. Hello, Leora, Dawn, Cindy. Because I promise you, if I was there right there with you, teaching you how to airbrush, you would love it. So this is the next best thing. You can come on board, come to our lives, ask questions as we go along, and we can work out whatever like if you're like, oh, it's too thick or it's too cake, you're just doing it wrong. And so we just need to tweak a couple of things. So, and I don't even like saying that. I don't like saying you're doing it wrong because it's different than traditional makeup. So it's just, we need to tweak how you're doing it. You're probably doing it like you would regular makeup. And so it is a little bit different. So, but in this one, I do want to talk to you about, okay, hold on. Where to go? Okay, there you go. I want to talk to you about the coverage, because that's what we talked about the last hour. What's up with my hair? Last hour. And so I want to talk to you about the different coverages that we have. Now, we know we have the foundations that are going to give you different coverages. So we have the Ultra, the Silk, the Matte, and the Mystic. And Mystic is going to be our higher pigmented coverage. And so if you do like coverage, Mystic's your go-to. If you want something like, I love the Silk because I can still get full coverage, but it does have the anti-aging properties, and it does have, your moisturizer primer, everything in it. So I love that. Exactly, Nay. Exactly. So it's not that you're like on purposely doing it wrong. It just takes some practice. So right now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put on the porcelain. Now, porcelain is in our Airbrush Essentials. Porcelain is colorless. So one, it's a great one to practice with, but this is going to put moisture back into your skin. I was at a wedding this weekend, and it was in West Texas, and that's the one thing, like, I needed some moisturizer. It would just soak in. It was very dry. And so this is giving me that moisture. Now, everything that I'm using today, you probably would never use it all at once. Now, the great thing about the porcelain, and I did that this weekend, is I did put it on beforehand. And then after I finished my entire makeup, I put a couple of more drops in there. Yay, Andy, go strokes, yes. I put a couple more drops in there and put it on afterwards. So that helped moisturize the face, kind of settle the makeup a little bit more, and made me not look dry. Matte is something I wouldn't use at all there because it's already so dry, and matte is going to keep you looking matte. Hey, Connie, how are you? The next one, and I'm going as far the order of coverage, is going to be eraser. Now, eraser is going to help with any redness or anything like that. Cindy used porcelain this morning too. So I'm only going to do a couple of drops. It only comes in one color, one shade. And so that's going to help get any of the redness out. And so I'm still spraying super light. And I can go over just the areas that need the coverage. So you can already tell that it's getting that redness out. So I can hit it, just right there. Now, also knowing that I want, you know, these certain things covered here, every step of the way is going to give me some coverage. So I have, you know, eraser right now, and that got the redness out. Now, if I just had redness and not that much to cover, then I'll be good with eraser, because I also know that once I do the foundation on over all of this, that it's going to even me out. It's going to get rid of everything that I want to get rid of, right? Now, the next ones you would go through is X out. And X out comes in 3 different shades. Julian just brought up a great point. Great point. Oh, wait, hold on. Andy said, Andy says you wouldn't need that with silk, would you, eraser? Andy, it just depends on your coverage, on what you want. Sometimes I use eraser if I have extra redness. Hold on, I'm not focused right now. Sometimes I use eraser if I have a little more redness to my skin. Sometimes in the winter, my skin will get a little red. And so I will use a little bit of eraser, but I'm talking about a couple of drops, and then do silk over it. You honestly, you can use any of our foundation, and it's going to give you full coverage, and you wouldn't need anything underneath. However, what I'm talking about is maybe doing little steps to give you a little more coverage before applying the foundation. Let's see. And then who was the Julian said, I used to love the matte look. Now that I'm older skin, it does not look right. So Julian, that's exactly, I mean, as our skin changes, we need to change our foundation sometimes. Oh, good, I didn't drop it. If you're still using the same foundation you did in high school, chances are it's not really going to work that well because our skin changes, hormone changes. I mean, different times of the month, my face can be a different texture, different whatever, different issues. And so you definitely want to kind of watch your skin, listen to your skin, and see what you need to add. There are times that I'm going to need to add porcelain. There are times I don't need to add porcelain. There are times that I need eraser. Then there's times I need to step it up and use the CC concealer. All that will change depending on what your skin is doing. But the fact that you're listening to your skin, you know what you need, will be perfect. Oh, thank you, Connie. Silk, Julian said silk works the best for her right now. And that's exactly right. You might change. It might change and you're like, oh, nope, back to matte. Or now I'm doing Mystic. All right, this is X out. And this is the medium X out. And now again, guys, I'm putting these on top of each other, but you should not have to do that, okay? You're going to pick one of these to use. And same thing with eraser or X out. I'm going in and just covering. You can already see this little friend going away. And I'm only hitting those areas that I need. But X out will give you a little more help, all right? Now I'm not going to use both of these because it will be too much makeup basically. This is the peach color corrector, which is amazing. And then this is the CC concealer in light beige. It all depends on what you need. Now the peach color corrector, if you have dark circles under your eyes, the peach color corrector is going to be amazing for you. And it doesn't matter your skin tone. It does help with any darkness, sunspots, things like that. Now I will tell you, if you look in the mirror and your issue, your thing you want to cover is dark circles and you have redness, then use the peach color corrector. You can use it here, but also use it to cover up that redness. Don't go and say, okay, now I'm going to use the green color. Nobody has time for that. So just stick with one of the color correctors and go for it. Andy says, X out, how do you decide what color? It just depends on what shade you are. So light if you're like 1 to 3, and then medium if you're 3 to probably 7, and then dark or deep for the rest, 7 to 12 or 7 to 18. It depends also if you like, if where you're going to, I like a little bit lighter under here. And so if you're in between, like similar to my color, high or low, probably just go with medium. All right. So now I'm going to take the CC color corrector in light beige and put, I don't need a lot of drops at all since I already have coverage. So I'm going to go in and do this. And now I'm really going to cover this little guy here. I'm really going to go under my eyes and get the coverage under my eyes. Blend this all out. I mean, guys, you can't even see this friend anymore. The purple prism is what you're going to use if you need to brighten. It's mainly for yellow skin tones that you need to maybe brighten up the skin. If your skin looks a little dull or anything like that, then you'll want to use the purple. All right. Now, if I did get it a little, heavy hand? I feel like I can blot that out. Bye, Casey. So I felt like I sprayed, and you can kind of tell, I don't know if y'all can tell this, right here where I dotted, you can tell that if it's wet, you're spraying too heavy. Okay. So I did what I've been talking about is in your nose area, you need to pull back a little bit more because obviously our nose sticks out a little bit more. So you want to hit it and quit it. Yes, yes, you can add a drop to your foundation of the purple. Even some people do the green. The green, green is a little bit harder. I like to do them separately, but if you use the green color corrector, put a drop of your foundation in it, it makes it a little bit easier to put on. Now, I'll tell you this right now, this looks good to me. Like I would actually be okay with this coverage. Now I'm going in and I'm going to add my silk. If I can find my shade. There, oh, nope. Where's my shade? There it is. So Robin, it just depends on what you're doing for coverage, okay? So I have pretty good coverage right now. So I don't need to add as many drops as I normally would do. If I didn't add anything on beforehand, I would probably do about 6 to 8. But because I'm already pretty good on the coverage, I'll probably just use maybe 4 or 5. Would a setting spray or setting powder even be needed? So it's not needed, but sometimes people sometimes I don't always set my face with powder. Lately I have been, but that's really up to you. It just depends on your skin. Julian, I wouldn't use a normal setting spray because that could change the shade of the foundation, but you can set it with a powder if you wanted to. Sometimes my T-zone will get oily, so I'll just powder there. But you don't, the way airbrush makeup goes on, it goes on in a way that you shouldn't need it, but sometimes it just makes me feel better to set it. So sometimes I do it that way. Thank you, Connie. Maybe I will. I should write a book. My MacGyver tips. Heather MacGyver makeup tips. Well, I've been doing it for so long that I feel like I do have an answer to just about anything. Yay, Robin, honey, do not give up. We tell you from the beginning that it will take some getting used to, but use it 7 days in a row. I feel like I have something on my forehead. Looks like a little mark. Can y'all see that? Looks like a little black mark. I don't know what that is. Andy, you could, the color correctors, I'm hesitant to say yes, just because of the fact that sometimes you just use them in certain areas, but my go-to would be to do it and see how it works. And then if it gives you the end result, then most certainly. See, I use I think I put 5 drops in there and I didn't need all of it. I mean, this is definitely a flawless look. It is, remember that foundation is making you even. It's evening out your skin tone. You're covering what you need to cover. You're, if you have redness, you're making yourself flat, basically. And so make sure, we're going to add that, add dimension back into our face. I just wanted to talk about coverage and get all that down, because I know that we have a lot of new people and a lot of people have questions about coverage. I will set it with powder. And it just helps. If you need to be kept matte, then that's going to do it for you. Make sure I even brush it across my eyes too, to make sure that everything is set. Even now that I've airbrushed and we've gone over all that, if I wanted to go in with our concealer and use it on the lid, I can still do that. Our concealers make a super great primer because it doesn't allow any movement. So that's another thing you can do. All right, does that answer your questions about coverage? I hope so. Julian, there are so many products, and right now is a great time because we do have BOGO on several, especially the Airbrush Essentials. So definitely try those out. But yeah, you have to see what works best for you. And if I'm going through an order and you're like, hey, Heather, will this work for me? I have blah, blah, blah skin. Or, hey, Heather, ask me questions, guys. That's what I'm here for. Connie, that's what I'm here for, babe. Ask me. Say, hey, I like heavy coverage. I like light coverage. I'll help you as best as I can. But I'm here to answer any questions for you guys. So, but you have to ask. You have to ask. If you're like, hey, I did this, this, and this, but I didn't get the coverage that I wanted, then let's work from there. It's just about finding that formula, finding those steps that are going to work for you and be best for you. So we will finish our look at 3, guys. So glad to be back with you guys, and I will see you very shortly. Have a great lunch. Bye for now.